What's up, everyone? Showdown Breakdown. Where my turds at between the Panthers at the Bears, Thursday Night Football, and of course, you were all here last Thursday. Bobbywow, what did I bet? I said Jalen Reagor. Was it Jalen Reagor was going to outscore Hunter Renfrow?
Yes.
There was a turd hat bet. I did lose, and I am accepting the punishment of the turd hat. But joke's on you. It's kind of chilly in my house, and I'm feeling good with this hat.
You're looking good, too.
Yeah.
Looking very good.
Joke's on all of you. You thought it was going to humiliate me, but in the end, I'm enjoying it. So there's that. And we're taking a look at this game. So we got one of the all-time ugly games. Matchup between Teabag and Bryce Young. I thought we might get Justin Fields back for this game, but no.
I was praying. Yeah, I mean, it's really a battle of, who's going to improve their draft position, the Bears or the Bears tonight. So it'll be interesting.
The Bears are going to mess up their draft position with a win tonight. That's what they're going to do.
But that's the funny thing. They can't, Geek. They can't even do that because they have the Panthers pick.
So one of the Bears tickets is getting a win on it.
Exactly.
Either way. I love that. That's a win-win situation for the Bears fans here. So let's get into it. This is a tough one. It's a turd game. We're sporting the turd hat. That's how we do it. Guys, remember, I am keeping this one, once again, commercial free, because last time we did it, you guys smashed that like button like crazy. I said, hey, they like me, so I'm going to make it free. Let's keep it going. Hit the like button for the video so we can keep these showdown breakdowns, these live shows, free. That means no commercials, no pauses, none of that. Now let's get into this breakdown. Bobbywow's here for the Bears game. I mean, what more could you ask for than that? So let's get into this. It looks like D'Onta Foreman will be the starting running back once again. Looks like last week, Roschon and Foreman kind of had a similar amount of touches, and Darnington Evans mixing in for quite a bit. What's the deal with Darnington Evans? Is he our guy this week, that the sneaky play that wins you the tournament?
Yeah, I don't know what sheet you're looking at, Geek. That looks like a massive sheet. I mean, wow. But yeah, I think, Darrington Evans he's operating as the RB3.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. Now
I was stuck a week behind. Oh, shit. I hadn't refreshed it. I was stuck a week behind. Hold on. Let's make this larger here.
That's feeling better. That's feeling more like what we've seen.
So we're back in the right place here. Now, if I could figure out how to enlarge my screen, there we go. Okay. So let's do that again, Bobbywow. That was in real time. Yeah. So, okay, here we go. D'Onta Foreman, 58% snap count. Roschon 29, but still Darnington Evans mixed in for 8 or 9%, so a little more like it. I guess the week before, I don't know why that was like that, to be honest. But the week before, Darnington Evans had more snaps, but nonetheless, Foreman.
Been a lot of injuries, but Foreman's the guy. Foreman is the RB1 for the Bears as long as Herbert's out. Roschon Johnson's the kind of like the change of pace, pass catching back. He caught a couple passes last week. Really good blocker, really good out of the backfield as a pass catcher. And then Evans will get a snap or two. He'll get a target or two tonight. But that's about how things will shape up for the Bears running back for the backfield.
I like it. And the wide receiver position shook out really interestingly as well last week with Darnell Mooney seeing more targets than DJ Moore. Is that that's just a weird anomaly from last week, you think?
Yeah, I think, things get weird when your backup quarterback plays, right? And Tyson Bagent's been in a couple weeks now. Darnell Mooney, saw his best performance of the season last week since week 1. That was 5 catches for 80 yards. I think he had a big catch in there. DJ Moore is the focal point as the wide receiver. So, he may have been doubled up a little bit. He took more of the focus, but I think our focus needs to be on Cole Kmet in this game. We were all over Kmet last week. He's the favorite of Tyson Bagent. I think that continues tonight. And the Panthers have been really good locking up opposing wide receivers. So Moore and Mooney, yep, they're fine plays, but I think Cole Kmet's the spot to beat.
Last week I got after the tournament tactics show you and I do on Fridays, and you talked up Cole Kmet on the main slate. I ran to the sports book and smashed over 3.5 receptions on Cole Kmet. And it cashed in like the first quarter.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
There was no
couple
sweat.
Touchdowns last week. Yeah, Kmet's the guy.
What's the over prop on receptions for Kmet? Take a look at that while we're doing this. I forgot about that, but that's probably something we want to hit if it's back in that 3.5 to 4.5 range. Beyond him, I noticed that, Tyler Scott, $200 min salary guy, seems to be on the field a little bit, gets a target or two. Is that one of your sort of, hey, I can accept playing this guy for $200 kind of guys?
I think he's in the mix. It's weird because, we'll see with DJ Chark, who I don't know if he's been officially ruled out or not yet, but there's some value on the Carolina side of guys that will be on the field for, almost all the snaps. Jonathan Mingo, for example, he's going to play all the snaps.
Yeah.
And he's close to the same price as Scott. But yeah, Scott will definitely be in the mix. Velus Jones has been horrible. I don't know how he keeps getting reps for the Bears. I expect to see those come down to 0. Scott should absorb those. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to see Scott in the 60 to 70% snap range. And all it takes is one on a showdown like this. So definitely in the GPP mix.
I think he's 200. I think he might be min salary.
He is. Yep.
Yeah, so that's really good. I don't know how much. I haven't actually put lineups together for this yet. I was waiting for that's how much I wait for your takes on, like, especially a Bears game. I'm not doing anything until Bobbywow tells me what to do.
That's the thing.
So
we talk about these slates, man. These weird low scoring slates. You don't have to get quite as silly.
I'd be looking at the over on this, over on Prize Picks. I think the 4 is. I mean, he got 10 targets his first game with T-Bag, and I don't see the number last week, but he smashed 30% of the target share. So yeah, I would smash that over on receptions. Definitely. Anything else here of interest on the Bear side, Bobbywow?
I don't think so. I think the kind of key piece to think about here is going to be Deonta Foreman. I love Foreman on FanDuel. He's a phenomenal play. The other thing to consider as we're building is Bagent's rushing upside. He had 70 yards rushing last week, and the Bears will continue to give him, option plays as the quarterback. I think we could see him running again with this defense, this Panthers defense, clamping down against the pass. Bagent's going to have opportunities on the ground, so that's something to pay attention to as well.
Are you willing to refer to him as T-Bag, or you won't say it?
Let me see him get a win, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. All right. I want to credit whoever came up with T-Bag in the chat, and I credited him when he came up with it, and now I forgot who it was, but credit to you, T-Bag inventor. Love that nickname. All right. Let's scroll over to the Panthers, Bobbywow. Take me through it.
You got Bryce Young. I mean, I wish we had Josiah here as an honorary guest. Josiah, big Panthers fan. He's been miserable alongside with me, but Bryce Young has been horrible by most accounts. He had one good week against Detroit a month ago. Really struggled since coming back. I think he had 3 interceptions last week, 2 of which were pick sixes. He just looks lost. He looks like, remember when Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts?
Yeah,
kind of reminds me of that.
He looks like the bad kind of rookie quarterback that oftentimes never turns it around.
Yeah, I mean, complete opposite of CJ Stroud, right? It feels like those two contrast those guys quite a bit. But yeah, it's been a struggle for Bryce Young. The only thing positive you could say about him is season high rushing yards last week around, I think it was 40 yards. So it's been a struggle. Bryce Young hasn't looked good. And, I don't know that it gets much easier tonight.
No, it's been a problem there. And the running back position's also a little weird for Carolina. They named Chuba Hubbard as the starter. But, I mean, if you look at last week, I mean, Chuba got 63% of the snaps, but they got similar target shares. I don't know. I think Chuba's the starter, Bobbywow. I think Chuba's the better guy.
He's the starter, but what has he done? I mean, we had Chuba Chalk last week. He flopped again. I think both these guys are dangerous plays. You need one to score a touchdown. So one of these guys finds the end zone, which, Chuba's been the guy to get most of the rushes. He probably ends up in the nuts, but I think they need a touchdown.
Noteworthy that the Bears are quite good against the run. It's a little bit it's a little known factoid. Not a lot of people know that, Bobbywow.
Little known factoid. Plus they got Montez Sweat in his second game as a Bear. could be a little more familiar with the playbook. I think the Bears defense is a very good play here tonight.
I'll take a mea culpa on Sweat because I figured trading for a guy in his last couple months of his contract for a second rounder or whatever it was aggressive, but they have signed him to a long-term deal.
And Ryan Poles, I trust.
Do not trust in Ryan Poles. Never say that again.
I do.
Hell no.
I have no choice. I have no choice. What else am I going to say?
You're supposed to be like, I hate him, and I can't wait until he's gone.
No, he's building something. We're okay. We're okay for now.
You're such a loyal person. It's why I love you, but also, too loyal. Too loyal.
Ryan Poles,
that's like in solidarity. Ryan Poles should walk around with a turd hat all the time. He should never take it off. And why are you wearing that? I'm Ryan Poles. That would be a good thing for him to wear just always.
Well, you get to see the top 2 picks on the field tonight. The 2 teams with the top 2 picks. And that's the Chicago Bears. So thank you, Ryan Poles, for that.
Yeah.
And DJ Moore, by the way. We got to slow the roll on Ryan Poles, okay? I think Chase Claypool things left a bad taste, but we're okay for now.
Let's talk about the Panthers pass catchers. So, Thielen came back down to earth a little bit, I guess, last week. But I don't think that matters, does it?
He's the top dog. He's going to get a bunch of targets. Who else are you going to pay up for? I guess is what it comes down to.
Yeah, you could like not spend your salary here and it's no worries. Mingo, 95% of the snaps, they don't throw it to him all that much, but he's out there a lot.
He's out there. Marshall's going to get more snaps with DJ Chark. Has he been officially ruled out yet?
We're assuming that DJ Chark is not going to play. So that's the Marshall game where we are Marshall this week.
Okay.
If DJ Chark plays, we switch
I think him
for Marshall. They don't throw to their tight end very often.
10%. They don't. And you know who's been more productive is Tommy Tremble, who didn't make the sheet.
Did not make the sheet, but I thought Tommy Tremble's name was floating around. Let me see what he's up to here. Let's take a look at this with Tommy Tremble. When he's not on the sheet, we got to bring up the old DraftKings. And it looks like, it's not exactly fire here either, Bobbywow. For 36, for this price, 2 or 3 targets.
It's never good when you're scoring touchdowns and your score is still topping out around 8 fantasy points.
This guy gets an 8 when he scores a touchdown. So 2,400 for Tommy Tremble. If you feel like you want a piece of that, great. Hayden Hurst hasn't been a relevant fantasy play since week 1.
Yep, that holds true here, and he's double the price. I mean, that's crazy to me.
I don't like either of them. Yeah, week 1 he had a decent game, and we've been chasing it all season long. So, not much going on there. Let's take a look at the statsational sheet here. I don't know how relevant it is for this game, as both teams are kind of like banged up, or the Chicago different quarterback, so you can't really go by a lot of this. But at least defensively, it looks like the Panthers. Let's pull up the Panthers. The Panthers have been worse versus the run. The Panthers have been a team that you want running backs against primarily. They have not been able to stop the run, and here it is. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Bobbywow, are you seeing this number?
Yeah, look at the pass.
They're effectively the second best team in the league at limiting wide receiver yardage, second only to the Browns, and massively ahead of all other teams. Why is this happening?
Yeah, I think we could attribute it partly to they're just not competitive, right?
That's what it is. Teams face them. They don't feel any pressure. They don't feel like they need to throw. They just keep running the football. Teams are running for 20 yards above average against this Panthers defense, but throwing for 70 yards below. And again, to understand the depth of that number, only Cleveland is above them and just barely. And the next best team is like 20 yards worse, Kansas City. So really interesting. It's tough to throw on the Bears. On the Panthers, I mean.
Yep.
Let's see about the Bears defense here, just to compare and contrast it. Here we go. Chicago. Okay, so Chicago is allowing 15 yards fewer per game than average to running backs and 25 yards above mean expectation to opposing pass catchers. So kind of a little reverse here. You want to throw against the Bears. You want to run on the Panthers. Putting that into action, that means Foreman and Thielen.
Yep, there you go.
Easy.
Simple
easy
as that.
stuff. We should stop right there. That's it. We got it. All right. Where are we? Matchups, cheat sheet. All right. So let's talk about some potential captain plays here on DraftKings. And Bobby, take us through the DraftKings captain position. We already talked about Thielen and Foreman as sort of the standout on paper spots. Take me through.
Yeah, I think I don't want to say this a billion times, but just to reemphasize one more time. Number one, this is a showdown slate. Okay, anything can happen. Number two, this is a slow, low-scoring projected game, which exponentially increases the chances of something weird or crazy happening in a game like this. So when you see captain plays like DJ Moore and Tyson Bagent here, it's not because we're expecting them to score high scores. It's because it doesn't take that much in a game like this for them to end up in the optimal. So
I'm actually allowing it with T-Bag and Bryce Young because they're both kind of running a little bit now.
They're running a little bit and they're cheap. Typically we see quarterbacks up above 10K. Right now we're seeing Tyson Bagent around 9K. So yeah, I think Thielen, he's the most expensive. Price isn't that much of an issue here. So I think Thielen's firmly in play. DJ Moore has not gotten it going with Bagent under center, but he's a guy that, look, I put it in the notes. He's done it with PJ Walker. He's done it with Sam Darnold. He's done it with the ghost of Cam Newton. Certainly capable of an ceiling game for DJ.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that he hasn't done it yet. You have to throw that out. That means nothing.
Yeah.
It's DJ Moore, and he's good. Yeah, totally agree with you there.
QB's rushing upside for both of them. I think Bagent's probably got the better upside. He's got the better weapons around him. It's a guy like DJ Moore could take, screen pass to the house, and that, Bagent will obviously be the beneficiary of that. He's running the football a bunch. Gotta love that. Foreman, also the primary runner. The only thing about Foreman is he's not catching passes. A little bit of a tougher sell on DraftKings and FanDuel for me. But again, I think if anyone's going to be scoring touchdowns for the Bears, it's going to be D'Onta Foreman. So I think he's firmly in play here.
100 yards and a touchdown is the nuts.
Probably. Yeah. Again, a game like this, that's maybe not even 100 yards. But yeah, I think Foreman's squarely in play. Probably my favorite play on FanDuel, D'Onta Foreman. Chuba Hubbard, RB1. Got to find the end zone. But again, weird, nasty game. We could see it with him. Cole Kmet might be my second favorite captain. He super cheap. He's a guy that scored twice last week. Tyson Bagent loves throwing the football. Give me some Cole Kmet.
Yeah, I like it. I love the Cole Kmet play. Obviously, we loaded up on Cole Kmet based on tournament tactics last week, and that paid off very nicely. So that makes a lot of sense. D'Onta Foreman, if it's that shitty defensive game, and there's a little bit of revenge narrative here. Not really, but kind of.
True. That's true a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like not really though.
There's a couple of revenge there. You got DJ Moore.
Yeah.
You got Big Eddie
DJ
Pinheiro.
Moore revenge narrative is bigger for me.
Okay.
That one they traded away DJ Moore, and DJ Moore's like, hey, that's my old team. Throw me the ball a couple times.
There you go. It wouldn't surprise me.
That could pay off. A little revenge, little DJ Moore revenge narrative. All right. So in order to make it work, of course, you have to find some salary savers. You don't have, let's see, Darnell 7,400, Chuba 8K, Sanders 5,200.
We got to scroll up real quick. Back up to captains because we're going to hear this the rest of the night. Scroll down a little bit, just past Kmet. Look down there.
Kickers
a little
defense
note.
Can be considered. Yes.
I don't want to put him there. I don't want to take up space and get yelled at by Geek. But look, yes, kickers and defenses, all of them are viable at the captain position tonight. All four of them.
Somehow I only wound up with like 2 out of 170 lineups with Chargers defense against the Jets on Monday.
What?
I don't even know how that went down like that.
Man.
Yeah, and I'm watching it going, I think I got this. And I'm like, wait, how did I end up with just 2? That was one of the rushing at the end. I didn't pay attention.
That's brutal.
Well, there was no W.
Get more tonight of both. I'm overweight on both defenses. I feel I need to go take a shower. It's gross.
If you had to pick one defense that you prefer, it's got to be the Bears.
Yeah. I mean, I'm biased. It's hard for me to get past my bias, but yeah, the Panthers are missing some pieces. The Bears are going to run the football. They're going to run the football, and they're going to limit Tyson Bagent's mistakes, I think. But yeah, again, both of these defenses are fine plays.
I'm in it. I'm in there with you. Okay. So some salary savers here. Obviously, both kickers are good spots. Both defenses are good flex plays. I don't like Hayden Hurst at 4,800. Roshan, 3,600. Mingo. I mean, Mingo, 98% snap count, not doing a whole lot, but he's out there.
Roshan and Mingo, I think, are two of your guys down here you'll want exposure to. Roshan's going to catch some passes out of the backfield. So DraftKings certainly in play. Terrace Marshall, and then Tyler Scott. I think those are your 4 value options. Mingo as your best.
Have you made a lot of lineups to the point where have you seen where it's necessary to have these guys?
It's just tough because like the math in your head has to be, you know, can a guy like Bryce Young get there or Bajan get there at only, 14 or 15 points? And they can.
Yeah.
So it's not like this obvious, you can just, bypass them and not play them because, maybe a guy like that only has to get 14, which brings the value into play.
Just I think depends. There was on the Monday night game, another ugly, gross, low score and the whole thing. I think it was a guy in the nuts who was expensive with like 10.9 fantasy, but I can't remember who, but like one of the popular, it might've been like Keenan Allen, like one of the popular wide receivers on the slate made the nuts with a really low score. And you'd be like, yes. It was just raw points that got him there. It was just like, yeah, no one else scored any points. So
it was Allen. Yeah.
Was it Keenan Allen? Yeah. With like 11 so. And you had to pay a ton for him. So it was, the most expensive guy didn't even put up a good score, but it didn't matter. You have to get the raw points going. Oh, and yeah, Conklin made it. So let's make a lineup, Bobbywow.
Let's do it.
Okay, so again, Thielen at the top, DJ Moore, Bryce Young, T-Bag, Foreman, like all these guys. Where are you starting your lineup?
Gosh, I don't know. I'm probably going to go, let's just do the most expensive. Let's go Thielen, just for kicks.
All right, so if we start with the most expensive player, let's pop in some of the guys that are like lock button. We want them in our lineup. Cole Kmet, maybe Dante.
Yeah, the lock button's strong here. Yeah, probably Deontay Foreman. Yeah.
I mean, right? Am I wrong?
I almost like both kickers.
Kickers are expensive on this one, but let's see. Santos, 5K. The kicker price is just climbing. If you did both kickers, 7,700, Darnell Mooney. All right. I'd like to get T-Bag in one of these lineups at least. So let me see what that looks like. T-Bag, it's at 3,950. Yeah, I'd probably do something here like Mingo, WR2.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can pick a kicker or a defense for the last spot.
It's hideous.
It's not hideous. Listen, slates are slates. They get weird. They get good. They get bad. You never know which one you're going to win. A cheap slate always looks good until you realize there's 5,000 people that, Pat Mahomes might throw to, all right. So this one, at the very least, it's not that widespread. There aren't like random players that are going to pop up out of nowhere. It's just hard to know which one will do well. But I think the best way to approach this, mix up those captains, keep scrolling through the players that are likely to have heavy roles, and make sure that you're not scared to play defenses and kickers, because that's the style of game that this seems to kind of be. So, yeah.
And this is your most restrictive approach, right? Thielen's the most expensive. Geek, people are asking about Sanders and Hubbard. Look, I think Hubbard's the guy getting the most volume. Obviously, he was declared the RB1 or whatever that means. But the Bears have struggled against more dynamic pass catching backs. I think Sanders, to me, is the more dynamic pass catcher. And so I think it's certainly possible that Sanders, could put up a better score than Hubbard, or at least eat into the usage enough to make them both irrelevant at this point.
I think the most likely is neither is very good.
Yeah.
Just mix them in there. Neither one is probably profiling all that well this week. So just, that's the most likely that they both suck. Neither one of them is somebody I'm trying to force into a lineup by any stretch of the imagination. So, if I get them, fine. If not, I'm cool with it as well. Guys, before we shift over to FanDuel, remember, like, subscribe, and get signed up at DFS Army. we are going strong right now. We put multiple avatars in the top 10 of multiple tournaments in week 9. It was crazy. It was a freaking win party in DFS Army. We keep doing it. NBA continues to crush. Last night it was 659 and I just hit optimize, played the lineups in cash games, and it printed again, Bobbywow.
Man, beautiful thing.
Yeah, didn't cash in tournaments with it though. I took some small term, didn't cash, but the cash games perfect on that optimal. So get in DFS Army now. Check it out. We want you as part of the team. Do the free month offer. You can see it right here on the DFSarmy.com website. Free month. Boom. Click it. Get a free month. Sign up for one of the sites. See what it's about. If you don't like it, move on. If you do like it, join the fam. Learn how to play like a pro.
Do it.
Okay. So FanDuel, of course, always favors running backs and quarterbacks in the captain spot. And I see that for the most part, that's who you've got here, though. We've got a couple little guests for some WR1s. So take me through your thoughts for FanDuel.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything crazy here. I mean, Bajent, he's a guy that he had 7 points just as a runner last week. So I love Bajent as a potential MVP play. Adam Thielen has put up, ceiling scores as a wide receiver a couple times this season. I don't love going there, but he's certainly viable in tournaments. Bryce Young, another guy, he's had a good game this season. He's a quarterback. It's an ugly slate. Anything can happen. He's in play. I think Deonta Foreman, to me, though, is the go-to guy on FanDuel. His ownership is projecting so low right now. I maybe that was anticipating Khalil Herbert was going to be activated tonight. But in any case, like Foreman should get the ball early and often. And I think, it would be really surprising if he does not find the end zone.
It's such a good matchup.
So I love Deonta Foreman. He's my favorite play on FanDuel. He'll be my top owned MVP play as well. I think he's the go-to.
Yeah, I think that would be spectacular. If this 3% is correct, that would be just an incredible play. The fact that Foreman's cheaper than Chuba Hubbard is telling, in a sense, that they mispriced him.
Yeah. Again, I think everyone thought Khalil might be activated this game. It doesn't look like he's going to be, and so that's part of it. But load up on Foreman. If it will surprise me if he does not perform well.
Do we have to delve very deep below 8K on this one, or are we kind of hanging with kickers and defenses for the most part?
I think it's kickers and defenses again. I don't think you have to get too crazy.
Yeah, these guys who might catch a pass. I mean, I guess Tommy Tremble, but could get a touchdown. But these are non-touchdown scoring type of players. I don't think
Roshan Johnson is another guy that could sneak into the end zone.
Yeah, running
but
back.
Again, very, very these are tournament plays, deep tournament plays.
All right, couple of
TA.
Live user questions. A cash play Hubbard or T-Bag? It's definitely T-Bag.
T-Bag.
It's not even close. That is not even a close one. I want to get to this. SB's asking, who would your top 2 captains be in 20 max? That's a DraftKings question.
Yeah, we could do both. I think top 2 captains. I'm going to go on DraftKings. Cole Kmet is probably my top captain, followed by Adam Thielen.
And then Kmet. Okay.
Then on FanDuel, in terms of cash safer captains, I think for me it's Foreman and Bajent.
T-Bag.
Safe. Those are safe.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree on both. Kicker. So, normally I like the favored kicker, but this is basically a pick'em game. There's no real favorite here. Do you prefer Cairo? Is there any difference to you?
I hate Eddie Pinheiro. He just purely biased. There's some bad memories with him as a Chicago Bear.
Did he used to be a Bear?
But the revenge narrative is thick here with Eddie P. So I think both guys are in play. Santos has been really accurate. He had a miss last week, but I think the thought process is, maybe he gets an extra field goal attempt. The Bears 3-point favorites here, but both guys are playable. I'll be overweight on both.
You have a friendship with Bobby Texan or something going on that you're always able to get all these cool little extra icons on your sheet that I don't ever get on the sheets that I make. I want a little construction worker hat or whatever that is on mine. Is that a medical hat?
Little medical hat. Yeah.
I want one of those.
Those guys are so good. Yeah, we don't give them enough shout out.
Yeah.
Texan is such a beast. I love that guy.
Shout out to Texan for and for listening to you. I just get no.
Man, for me, it's anything. Yeah, whatever you need. I got it. He's always jumping in. No, I'm just kidding.
That's awesome. Damn it. I just get no's all the time. All right. So anyway, let's make a lineup on FanDuel and see if we can put some of this together. Of course, I spent the last 3 minutes while we were talking actually loading up FanDuel on the screen. You didn't know that was going on in the background, but it was. So yeah, it's a long process to get FanDuel. I had to prove I was human. There was a text that came in at one point asking, "Are you sure?" I did all that live while we were bantering.
That's
no one
impressive.
knew what was happening. That's right. That's from doing this for a long time. You start to figure it out. All right. So I'm putting Foreman up top.
There you go. I would too.
Teabags in the lineup.
I know. Normally we wouldn't do that, right? Because Foreman doesn't catch passes, but this gross games like this, you have to.
Yeah. I would not be fading both quarterbacks, Tyler. No. Because the quarterback gets 12 points just
Who's going to outscore him? That's the question.
Yeah, the quarterback gets 12 just for being alive. Just being in the game, the quarterbacks, it's just like on a dynasty team. You always play the quarterback. He's got the highest floor of any player. You don't want to fade both of them. I wouldn't fade both of them.
Just for being alive.
Yeah, it's like when you sign your name on the SAT and they give you 400 points. You got here. You ever see the Kevin Hart routine where he got a 400 on his SAT and he's like, they gave me that just for writing my name?
No.
There's a whole Kevin Hart routine about that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's the top two. So from here, we have 10-8 left. I think Teabag makes it, by the way, because of the rushing. Like you said, there's no reason. I think they're going to keep doing that. They're going to keep running those plays. How many design runs did we see last week?
That's a lot. He had option. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's 8 design runs. And I mean, he didn't do much of it before last week, so we'll see if that happens again. But 8 design runs, that's Justin Fields level running. I don't see it happening again, but maybe
he could score a touchdown too. He's a guy that, he could he could vulture one from Foreman if they get in the goal line. So here's just to back you up, Geek. I mean, Bryce Young had as bad of a game as a quarterback can have last week, and he still put up 12 points.
Yeah. They're getting a 12 just for being there. It's participation trophy, almost. So yeah, you want to play these guys, and they'll outscore a kicker or a defense more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, so Foreman Teabag, I don't know that you could. I mean, if you put Bryce Young in there. I like Cole Kmet also. Let's see
Cole
here.
Kmet, and then can you get a kicker in? No, I don't think you can.
No, I would love to though, right? If you could do this and get a kicker, but no, this puts you down into Jonathan Mingo range.
It's fine.
This is fine. Actually, I don't mind this for a tournament. I usually do like to squeeze in those defenses and kickers in more of a cashy environment, but I kind of like this. Mingo, Young, Kmet, Teabag, Dante Foreman. If Mingo does anything, this is a strong lineup.
Yeah.
It requires that Mingo has a good game because that would mean that Bryce Young is probably doing something.
So what's the alternative? You're maybe going Chuba instead of Bryce and then, getting a kicker in there?
Yeah, I double kicker or I think you'd have to go without Cole Kmet.
Kicker.
And then you could double down on these kickers here. 8,500 and 9K. So it would be Pinero and this would be the alternate. And this to me is a safe approach for a cash game.
Yep.
Double kickers.
That's a high floor. I like that a lot.
Double QB, the one running back that's probably going to score a touchdown. This would be what I do in cash.
Yep. Agreed.
And then if you wanted to get a little weird, get a little freaky with it, this is where you could swap out a kicker for a defense choice. I don't think it would work with the Bears, unfortunately. And since I kind of prefer the Bears defense here, I guess I wouldn't do it. But, you could swap these around a little bit.
Hey, take Santos out and get the Bears in there.
It won't. Oh, yeah. Actually, you're right. 500. So, yeah, I guess you could go this way instead if you needed to, which is okay, too. But that's already probably not cashy. I don't want a defense.
I like the
cash lineup. So, that's pretty much it for the Showdown Breakdown, guys. Again, You might not see the turd hat again because I'm going to be crushing my bets with Bobbywow for the rest of the season, but it happened. Did we walk out of here saying we're betting Dante Foreman to score a touchdown?
Yes.
We're betting Cole Kmet over 4 receptions.
I think it's 3.5. Yeah.
3.5. I'll take it. So we got a couple of potential props / prize picks / sleeper / whatever you like to play on. Props.
And I think I'm also going to go at least 1 interception for Bryce Young.
Yeah, okay, I like
Quan
that.
Brisker's back tonight. The Bears are getting healthy on defense.
I might play some unders on on Chuba Hubbard rushing yards.
There you go.
I'm going to go look for that one as well because I think it's a little known factoid that the Bears defense is really good versus the run. So I think it's worth taking a look at that prop. I haven't pre-prepared this. So
and one final one, one little sneaky one. Miles Sanders receptions. I kind of like the over.
It's probably 2.5. What's the number set at? 1.5?
I think it was 2.5. But he had 5 targets last week. I think they get down a little bit. He'll get some more targets again. It's interesting to me. So yeah, I think those are probably where I'm looking at the book.
Okay, I like it. I'm going to take a look right after this. Good luck tonight, everybody. Remember, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You want to be aware of when these videos are coming out. Bobbywow and I will be back tomorrow, Friday, at 5 p.m. Same time, same bat channel. Tournament Tactics, your favorite show, where we break down the NFL Week 10 slate. Spoiler alert: I like CJ Stroud.
It's gonna be a good one.
Good.
Man, we already talked about it a little bit. It's gonna be fun.
Couple good games there. Some injury situations going on with the pass catchers for the Bengals right now. We're trying to get that all figured out. So we'll have that all worked out by tomorrow. Be back. And as for tonight, we will see you guys on top of the leaderboards. Good luck, everyone.